Welcome to Kelly Ripa Show channel. What happens when one of the most respected voices in broadcast journalism sits down to talk about a legendary coach whose story changed the game forever? Today's story is not just about sports, and it's not just about television. It's about courage, leadership, and the kind of legacy that refuses to fade. When Robin Roberts opens up about breaking glass, the Pat Summitt story, she brings more than facts. She brings emotion, respect, and a powerful reminder of what it means to lead with strength, even in the hardest moments. Stay with us, because this conversation reveals something deeper than headlines, a story that connects generations, inspires millions, and reminds us why some names are never forgotten. In a recent and widely discussed appearance, Robin Roberts shared her thoughts on the much-anticipated project Breaking Glass, the Pat Summitt story, a powerful tribute to one of the most iconic figures in sports history, Pat Summitt. Known for her calm strength and unmatched storytelling ability, Roberts didn't just talk about the project, she brought it to life for viewers in a way that felt deeply personal and incredibly inspiring. For those unfamiliar, Pat Summitt was not just a basketball coach, she was a pioneer, a leader, and a symbol of resilience. As the longtime head coach of the Tennessee Lady Volunteers basketball, Summitt built a legacy that went far beyond wins and championships. She became a role model for athletes, especially women, showing strength, discipline, and compassion could exist side by side. During the discussion, Robin Roberts emphasized how Breaking Glass is more than a documentary or a story. It's a celebration of breaking barriers. She explained that the title itself carries deep meaning. Breaking glass symbolizes shattering limitations, pushing through expectations, and rewriting what's possible, something Pat Summitt did throughout her life. Roberts reflected on how Summitt coached not just players, but people. She built strong individuals who carried her lessons far beyond the court. Whether it was discipline, accountability, or belief in oneself, Summitt's influence shaped lives in ways that statistics could never measure. Interestingly, this conversation has already started gaining traction online, especially among fans who are revisiting a viral discussion titled "Robin Roberts Gets Emotional Remembering Pat Summitt's Legacy. Breaking Glass Goes Viral." The emotional depth of that segment resonated with viewers across platforms, and it's clear that audiences are hungry for stories that carry real meaning and authenticity. As Roberts continued, she shared how covering stories like this connects deeply with her own journey. Throughout her career, she has faced personal and professional challenges, and she understands what it means to push forward despite obstacles. That's why, she explained, telling Summitt's story feels so important. It's not just history, it's a lesson in resilience. One of the most touching parts of the conversation came when Roberts spoke about Summitt's battle with Alzheimer's disease. Even in the face of such a difficult diagnosis, Summitt showed incredible strength. She continued to inspire, to lead, and to fight with dignity. Roberts highlighted how this chapter of Summitt's life adds even more depth to her story, making it not only inspiring, but also deeply human. The project Breaking Glass, the Pat Summitt story, aims to capture all of these layers: the victories, the struggles, the leadership, and the legacy. According to Roberts, it's a story that deserves to be told in a way that honors the truth while inspiring future generations. What makes this story especially powerful is its relevance today. In a world where conversations about equality, leadership, and opportunity are more important.
Summitt's journey feels incredibly timely. She broke barriers in a field that was often dominated by men, proving that excellence has no gender. Roberts also touched on how younger audiences are discovering Summitt's story for the first time. Through projects like Breaking Glass, a new generation is learning about the impact of a woman who refused to accept limits. And that, Roberts believes, is one of the most important outcomes of this project. Throughout the interview, Roberts maintained a tone of admiration and respect. She didn't just present facts, she told a story that felt alive. Viewers could sense her connection to the subject, and that authenticity is what makes her one of the most trusted voices in media today. It's also worth noting how this conversation fits into a larger trend in storytelling. Audiences are increasingly drawn to real stories, stories of resilience, leadership, and human connection. Projects like Breaking Glass, the Pat Summitt story, are part of a growing movement that values authenticity over spectacle. As the discussion continued, Roberts highlighted the importance of mentorship in Summitt's life. She spoke about how Summitt believed in lifting others up, in creating opportunities, and in building a legacy that extended beyond herself. This philosophy is something Roberts herself embodies, making her the perfect voice to share this story. Another key point Roberts made was about the emotional impact of storytelling. She explained that stories like this don't just inform, they inspire. They challenge viewers to think differently, to act differently, and to believe in possibilities they may not have considered before. The response from audiences has been overwhelmingly positive. Many viewers have taken to social media to express how moved they were by Roberts' insights and by the story of Pat Summitt. Comments highlight feelings of inspiration, admiration, and a renewed appreciation for the power of leadership. This growing interest is also helping to boost the visibility of Breaking Glass, the Pat Summitt story, making it one of the most talked about projects in recent discussions. It's clear that the story is resonating, and that's exactly what Roberts hoped for. As the segment came to a close, Roberts left viewers with a powerful message. She reminded everyone that stories like Summitt's are not just meant to be watched, they're meant to be learned from. They're meant to inspire action, to encourage growth, and to remind us of what's possible when we refuse to give up. In many ways, this conversation is a reflection of what great storytelling should be. It's honest, it's emotional, and it's impactful. And when someone like Robin Roberts is the one telling the story, it becomes something even more special. The legacy of Pat Summitt is not just etched in history, it's alive in every person she inspired. And through projects like Breaking Glass, that legacy continues to grow, reaching new audiences and inspiring new dreams. As viewers continue to engage with this story, one thing becomes clear. This is more than a moment. It's a movement that celebrates strength, resilience, and the power of believing in something greater than yourself. And that's exactly why this conversation matters. This is not just news. This is a reminder of what it means to lead, to inspire, and to leave a lasting impact. And this story continues right here with you.